Have you found asbestos in your home in Kanata, or do you think you might have asbestos in your home? Hi, I'm Kyber with PatchBoyz Ottawa Asbestos Removal, and we're making this video today to talk about what to do if you've found asbestos and how we can help. So whether you've found asbestos in your drywall compound or caulking or ceiling tile, floor tile, mortar, or on your HVAC or plumbing perhaps, we can help. If you haven't had it tested and you're suspicious, we can help. If you're wondering what the best way to go about this, give us a call. And if you're not ready to deal with it and it's not currently harming you, we can help you with a plan of action as to how to mitigate the risks and prepare financially for the remediation. If it's a large area, of course, it's a large amount of money. But if it's not, if it's an isolated spot, of course, there are minimums, but you're not looking at something that's prohibitively expensive. So if your home was built before 1986, it's your responsibility to have the home tested before taking on any type of project. And if it tests positive, it is your responsibility, yet again, you have a fiduciary duty to those you allow into your home, in this case contractors, to let them know that yes, there is asbestos present in the materials that they will be addressing. So if you are going to be doing any demolition, cutting, abrading, or modifying anything that does or may have asbestos, you want to have it tested. And if positive, you want to be telling people that are going to be working on that surface that it is asbestos positive. Because if that does need to be modified, you would need a contractor that is certified in hazmat to prepare that surface before you go into those renovations. An example of this is if you are having pot lights installed and you're typically going to be drilling into the ceiling and potentially the walls to put in the pot lights, but also for, we call them fishing holes, to run the wire or fish the wire through. Those are scenarios where you're going to be altering the drywall. And if the place was built before 1986, you do want to have that tested and make sure that you're not putting the tradespeople at risk. And more importantly, equally as importantly, make sure your family is not at risk, because the contractors will be in and out. And if the surface did have asbestos, that is a one-time exposure. But for you and your family, that's a continuous exposure because you're in that closed air environment and that will recirculate, right? So if you are in a home that has had asbestos detected in it, you want to simply avoid the actions that alter the surface that was tested positive. So the all-encompassing advice is you don't want to alter, but specifically you want to avoid cutting, abrading, and scraping. Because any of these actions, and a few others of course, what that'll do is it will dislodge the asbestos fibers from the material. All this is glued together, and if unaltered, let's say it's the drywall compound, it doesn't affect you. But the second you go to do a renovation, you start cutting, breaking, those fibers are released into the air, and that's when it becomes dangerous if ingested or breathed in to your lungs. If you have any of these scenarios, if you need testing or you need remediation, please don't hesitate to contact us. We're happy to provide a no obligation quote and see if our two families work well together. And in addition to the government regulations, we like to use negative air machines on all jobs, regardless of whether it's a type 1, type 2, or type 3 asbestos removal job. I won't go into the different categorizations in this video, but regardless of what it is, we take that additional measure to make sure that both your family as well as our technicians are always safe and always eliminating that potential risk that comes if something were to happen, if there were a containment breach or not enough wetting of a material or any potential containment procedure for the work, if anything were to go wrong, we always use this as a backup. And while we haven't had any incidents yet, we like to use this as a backup because it's such an easy thing to do. We've already invested in all the equipment. All we have to do is bring it to site and use it. So that's an added guarantee that we provide our clients. My name is Kyber with PatchBoyz Auto Asbestos Removal. And if we can help you, please give us a call. We'll be happy to chat with you and walk you through the process. Thank you.